Seems like always 1,000 things that have to get done when leaving the cabin in the morning. I mean, the obvious stuff: pack up your bags, do the dishes, all that kind of stuff. That's the usual. Once you're done packing up, you got to make sure everything's secure, like your Starlink. Don't leave that behind. And disconnect the battery on the generator, because it'll die if you don't. So that's usually one of the last things I do before I leave the cabin. What a mess here too. I need a week. Just don't have it, folks. Flip the knife switch. That little knife switch has saved that battery, and that battery's done. It needs to be replaced. Then we got to go in the back room here, which hasn't been finished yet, just like a million other things. I've noticed that mice have tried to move in here, but I think they figured out it wasn't much good. But usually I see evidence of a mouse trying to build a home back here. I've got some mouse bait that I'm gonna put back here. I think that might help deter them. All right, and unfortunately back here, there are always spider webs and things, so you gotta leave with your hand. It's bad. It's warm in here. That doesn't really need to be on anymore. I put that in because this thing's not sitting right. It used to sit upright, but looking at my power here, we got 50 volts on the PV. Battery's 26.4. Let's see what we got up here. 77 in, 3.3 amps going out. So I wanted to see what my lows were. So usually 26.7, 26.8 is what I'm seeing for my lows. Float only 59. There's float for 945. Nothing that day. So there are days where it's raining, it's cloudy, we're not getting a lot. One of the things I needed to do here was turn this guy off. All right, I gotta put some compost in the toilet here. I keep it over there. I'll do that real quick and then we'll get out of here. Let me rotate the drum 6 or 7 times. All right, and the last thing I like to do, check the pilot lights on. It is. We're just sitting on the pilot, so it's not even getting warm, really. Not bad. Okay, let's get out of here. Heard a bunch of turkeys. So I don't know if the turkeys have heard me slamming the door closed here on the back room, or probably, so they're probably not going to make any noise now. Got 50% on the tank there, so I need to order some more. Didn't get done nearly as much as I'd hoped. My help never arrived. So I did as much cleanup as I could with the tractor. Got the bricks out of the back of the truck, but I'm not putting the cement that's on the deck in it. I just can't do that. The heaviest thing I was willing to lift today was the Jarhead, which weighs 77 pounds, and that's more than I'm supposed to lift by more than double. Fortunately, I don't feel any additional pain, so we're okay. Just got the normal, I was working yesterday, pains that we all have at my age and older. But it was a straight lift, and I put my back brace on nice and tight. So, I mean, there's nothing I could do. I could try to use the forklift, but the truth of the matter is that I needed to put it in the back seat of the truck. I couldn't do that with a forklift. And thankfully it has wheels, so being able to use the wheels and the handle to just bump it down the steps onto the ground and get it to the back door, that was good. It made it a lot easier. And I'm going to tell you, that Jarhead, it did really well. Now, I did check my battery bank to see where it was at, and it was at between 26.2 and 26.4. It was kind of bouncing a little. It doesn't seem to show 26.3, but I want to say it was showing down about 70%. For them to be down to 26.2 without even running the refrigerator, which didn't use as much power as I thought it would, I'm a little surprised by what it's showing. So anyway, shutdown for the cabin. Once you get everything cleaned up, packed up out of the cabin, do the dishes, all that kind of stuff, then you double check and triple check everything, make sure everything's locked up, get all the keys, all that kind of stuff. And then the first thing I always try to do is go out, turn the generator, flip the generator knife switch, then rotate the composter drum. Sometimes I'll dump it, just depends how much use it's had. And then, If everything's buttoned up and ready to go, you come back in, turn the inverter off with all the lights on, at least the main kitchen light and the porch light and the living room light. You leave all of those on so that the next time you come out, as soon as you flip the switch and the power comes on, all the lights come on and you don't have to go around and try to turn lights on in the dark. And that's pretty much it. At that point, you're pretty much done. The inverter is off, but the charge controllers stay on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get in here and take care of that real quick. I've also turned on the fan up there for the heater outside, the pop can solar heater, which is still working, folks, which is amazing. I'm going to do my double check, make sure things are reasonably clean, curtains are closed. This guy is currently on pilot. I don't leave it on, just leave the pilot light on. And it was actually out when I got up here this last time, but I think I might have turned it off by accident when I was leaving. So, but yeah, check the windows, close the curtains. I don't know what good it does to close the curtains. I just do out of habit. Of course, got the dishes done. Fridge is cleaned out. I'll leave the fridge open. That way it can dry out. Turn that light off. Oh, forgot. See, I'm getting all carried away here. So one of the things that always has to happen in the wintertime is you put RV antifreeze down the drains. That is really important, folks. That will keep these drains, and you put about a cup full or so. I always dump extra. That'll keep the drains freezing up in case it gets a really good cold snap. I've actually had to replace them before. All right, that should do it. Check and make sure I didn't leave some snacks here that I wanted to bring with me. Nope. We always keep stocks here. The stove is completely out. I should clean it out, but I've decided today I'm not going to. I'm just going to go ahead and head out because I got stuff to do. Next trip, I need to remove this air conditioning unit. Oh, that's something else I got to remember to bring with me. What that is a little Zoleo. That is a GPS device similar to spot devices, that kind of thing. And that's just in case you get into trouble, you can get some help, but you can also text message from it. So I use that to let my wife know where we are and what I'm up to and how things are going, and until I get my internet going. All right, I almost forgot my internet. I said something about the internet, and well, then I got busy doing something else. So we're done. I also tried to use my internet, but you know what? It was turned off. So that was kind of silly. We're good to go, folks. So now we just lock up and head out. That's pretty much it, folks. Get locked up and make sure everything's taken care of. Check a few things out before you go. And away you go. It always seems like there's more that you have to do than I thought, but that's it. That's all there is to it. Pretty simple. Now it's time for me to get on the road, so I'm going to let you go. But I'm going to drop another video right over here for you guys to check out. Thanks again for watching, and thank you to all my members. I really appreciate your being here. But thanks again, folks. Y'all have a great day. The old Jarhead out.